So this Trump supporter works for the federal government, and they tagged Trump in a post and said, "Hello, sir. I am one of the probationary employees terminated by Doge at 9 p.m. last night. I voted for you, sir, 3 times." All right, I want to run you guys down some of the most potent cases of Trump supporters getting slapped in the face, I guess by Trump himself. One federal worker tried to tag Trump in a post on Valentine's Day and said, "Sir, I voted for you 3 times." And then he wrote a long post about how he's an asset to the state of Kentucky. And it's like, bro, Trump doesn't care. Trump does not care about you. When Trump and Elon are moving through the government and breaking things at a rapid pace, they are doing this for their own gain. They don't care about the chaos that they leave in their wake. Another great example of this is this article that dropped just the other day. The Trump administration now wants to unfire nuclear safety workers, but can't figure out how to reach them. So the Trump admin has been going through firing highly specialized people who have helped keep our government safe for decades. For decades. These are people who are very qualified and who keep us safe. And they don't even keep us safe from other countries. They mainly keep us safe from ourselves, from any nuclear blunders that could occur from our stockpile. But now the workers whose agency oversees the nation's nuclear stockpile had been fired on Thursday and lost access to the federal government email accounts. This one I find quite scary because the Trump admin realized very quickly how badly they messed up. Just read this. The National Nuclear Security Administration officials on Friday attempted to notify some employees who had been let go the day before that they are now due to be reinstated, but they struggled to find them because they didn't have their new contact information. Hey, sometimes the bureaucracy is maybe a good thing. Nobody wants a bloated, inefficient government, but when you say that everything is the bureaucracy and needs to be axed, it will lead to cases like this. Somebody putting in their contact information as they're being fired or as they're leaving is not a bureaucracy. It's not part of the bureaucracy. It's just one of the most simple safeguards that you have in place to then contact that person. But they are moving at such rapid speeds that they don't have the people's contact info. They're firing people who are uniquely specialized, uniquely qualified to take care of like nukes or whatever else, and it's leading to a lot of blowback. You know, before we get into the main story, I also want to revisit this farmer. This farmer who went viral for making a few posts where he clearly voted for Trump. He wouldn't say Trump by name, but he clearly just kept going the old guy versus the new guy. And he explained in a video how Biden's Inflation Reduction Act essentially saved his farm. And now that Trump paused federal grant funding, he could very well lose his farm due to Donald Trump. But he wouldn't actually call Donald Trump out by name, which I thought was odd. But now we have an update from this farmer. All that I ask is that you drop a like, subscribe, and watch till the end.
Just because I voted for somebody doesn't mean that it's your Trump. I don't idolize him. There's some people that do idolize him. I don't idolize him. I still think there's a lot of things that he's doing wrong. But like I said in previous videos, you get 2 choices. So we'll start off by saying it's not your Trump. And then it says if you didn't need it, then why do you need it now? So the way that this handout works is I sign a contract saying that I am going to front the money for this. I'm going to do the work. And then once I complete that, then they give me the cost sharing portion that was part of the contract. So I fronted the money on it. I've done the labor, and now they're saying, hey, the money's not there, it's frozen, we can't give it back to you. So now I've got my money tied up in it, and it's something that I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for the cost sharing that the program allowed. So it's not something that I had to have in order to run the farm. It was just a benefit that did help me. It was not something that I had to have, but now that I've got my money in it, I need my money back out of it. Also, everybody says in the comments, Project 2025, didn't you read that? That's his platform. From my understanding, that wasn't his platform. That's not what he's running on. Project 2025, I did not read Project 2025 because from my understanding, that's not what he was running on. That's what I was told, and that's the information that I had. I don't have TV out here. I don't have news channels.
Well, guess what, buddy? You were lied to. The information was wrong, and let me just say, I had a few thoughts. First of all, Biden's original program was actually really solid. It was really smart. The farmer was describing the program, and it's essentially that he fronts the money. The farmer has to make the original purchase, and then after he uses that equipment, the government then refunds part of the cost, or sometimes the entire cost of that purchase, so it incentivizes you to reinvest in your business, in your farm, to make sure that you're more efficient, to make sure that you're making progress. And what Trump did is so incredibly shitty. So all of these farmers across different states went out and took advantage of Biden's program. They bought new equipment. They bought stuff to help their farm. And then while they were in the process of getting their refund, Trump slashes it. He slashes the program. He puts a pause on all money. So all of these farmers who spent, I heard $70,000 to $140,000 to $190,000 on new equipment got completely screwed. And then finally, this dude uses, "Oh, I voted for Trump, but I'm not really one of his cultists," or whatever the hell. That's what they all say. Every single Trump supporter I talk to says, "I voted for the guy 3 times, but I'm not one of those people that's super obsessed with him." It's like, no. I'm sorry, but if you are a grown adult and you made the decision to vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris, then you are by definition just too deep into the hole. If you can't tell the difference between a normal, qualified adult who has been a prosecutor, a DA, an AG, versus this rambling effing reality star, then yeah, you are too deep into the hole. But let's get on to the main story, because I find this incredibly interesting. Now, we had to blur out this guy's name, but we do know for a fact that he was a federal employee. This says, Donald J. Trump. He tags Trump in it. "Hello, sir. I am one of the probationary employees terminated by the Doge at 9 p.m. last night, February 14th. I voted for you, sir, 3 times, and I still support you. I was encouraged by the Doge to see they were getting rid of wasteful government spending. I support that too. My termination letter said I was being let go for performance reasons. I know that's not true. I'm an excellent employee. I have been with the federal government for almost 16 years. Oh, wow. He spent a lot of time in this job just for Elon and Trump to come in and abruptly end his 16 years of experience there. He then says, 16 years in June. I had started my career with USDA, transferred to DHS, and I recently came back to USDA because it's such a great agency to work for. Oh, that's even worse. He enjoyed working for the agency, so he worked there for 16 years, and they fire him. It's such a great agency to work for. Surely that must count for something in your eyes." It doesn't. "I'm loyal, and I firmly believe that the work I do as a USDA APHIS PPQ employee is vital and important." They don't care if you're vital or important. Actually, if you're important, they're more likely to slash you. "My boss, his boss, the managers in neighboring states all agree I'm doing an excellent job and that I'm a great asset to the team. I'm the only blank in the state of Kentucky, and my work here is valued and honorable. Each time I voted for you, it was because I knew you'd make things right and you fixed the wrongs. I'm counting on you now to make this right too. I'm pleading with you to reinstate my employment, and give my job back. Please, Mr. President. Thank you." Yeah, I'm sure you really pulled at Trump's heartstrings there. I'm sure Donald Trump will make things right. I obviously say that sarcastically because Trump doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about this federal employee. In fact, he would stiff an employee like this or a contractor 100 times over if it meant that he just gets to be a little bit ahead in the game. Elon Musk is the same way, and that's why they make such a great pair, but it's also why they are so detrimental to our government, because they don't care. They move fast. They break things with little regard for the people working in these agencies or institutions, with little regard for the American people, and there are consequences, whether it's in our nuclear division, whether it's for our farmers. There are consequences all across the government, and now Elon Musk is going for Medicaid and Medicare for some reason. He decided, I'm not going to go for the military, our massively bloated military budget, where we're likely getting ripped off. But I'm going to go for Medicaid, Medicare, healthcare. I'm going to go for these small things. And that should make people wonder. But I'll leave it at that. Drop a like, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.